Welcome back, and this time we are in Sri Lanka. This beautiful little country has a lot to offer. So, true to form, we decided not to rush it. 2 slow weeks, some places you've heard of, and a lot you haven't. We start at the very bottom of the map, Matara, the southernmost tip of Sri Lanka. And straight away we did something slightly rebellious. We skipped the famous southern beaches everyone flocks to. What we did not plan for, we'd landed right in the middle of Sri Lanka's Sinhala and Tamil New Year. In our heads, holiday season meant every restaurant open and buzzing. Reality, the whole country politely shut down. Empty streets. At first, we were thrilled. Peace, solitude. And then it dawned on us that peace and solitude also came with a daily side quest. Hunting the neighborhood for anything, anywhere, still serving food. So consider this your public service announcement. Here's the upside of an overlooked town on a national holiday. Matara sits right next to the celebrity beaches down south, lives entirely in their shadow, which meant this beautiful stretch of coast was almost entirely ours. No crowds, no noise, just us and the sea. And every good seaside spot has a swing. This one had two, and the first was the star of the show. Tall, long, and clearly engineered to fling you straight out over the open sea. No, my son has recently filed some official paperwork declaring that a swing of this caliber does not count as kids' play. This is a serious adult grade adrenaline apparatus. And dad's role? To stand by and admire an almost grown man catching air above the Indian Ocean. Fair enough. Sunny boy, you're officially excused the fast swing over the sea for the thrill, then the slow, lazy swing right after to bring the heart rate back down. I get it completely, my boy. Carry on. Next morning, they meant an early scramble up the coast to Mirissa, for the whale watching this stretch is world famous for. A little history. We'd done this once before, years ago when he was small, and we hit a jackpot. A blue whale, the largest animal that has ever existed, right up close. The catch? My boy spent most of that trip thoroughly, dramatically seasick. Ocean currents are real, folks. Never take them lightly. So this time we came prepared. Overconfident even. We booked an entire boat to ourselves, cameras charged. Game faces on. Step 1. My son gets seasick. Again, goes very quiet. And just like that, motivation. Number 1, gone. Step 2, the whales. Or rather, what whales? Not a spout, not a fin, nothing. But our consolation prize showed up in style. Dolphins. Not a couple, a whole sprawling squad of them. And almost certainly spinner dolphins, the show offs of the family. Here is the fun bit. They don't just leap, they spin, corkscrewing up to 7 full rotations in a single jump, nearly 3 meters into the air. And the wildest part? Scientists still aren't sure exactly why. The best theories run from signaling to the rest of the pod to shaking off clingy little hitchhiker fish, to honestly showing off because they can. We felt a deep kinship. Now, a word on our gear. We'd just added a shiny new gadget to our ever growing collection of shiny gadgets we barely use. A gimbal. We'd finally accepted a hard truth. Our hands shake like we have had 11 coffees, and a gimbal quietly fixes that. What nobody warned us about, the thing weighs a ton and eats half a suitcase. But no matter, we braved the swell, made our way to the very front of the boat, the bow, for those keeping score, and lowered our cameras right down to the waterline for the perfect, cinematic, buttery smooth dolphin shot. And you already know how this ends. The dolphins took one look at our professional setup and vanished, every last one. So, with our trademark, well, we tried shrug, we turned the boat around and headed back. And honestly, that's when the trip actually began. The rest of our time in Matara had no plan at all. We just walked. Now, beach is a generous word here. It's a narrow strip, and every so often the sand quietly gives up and hands you over to the rocks. So you clamber. Gracefully? Absolutely not. But the whole rocky, beautiful shoreline was ours, not another soul on it. And then you hit that feeling where time just stops, where the only things reaching your senses are the water pushing at your legs and the sound of it. No itinerary, no next thing. Even the camera, usually surgically attached to our hands, quietly loses its importance. You stop trying to capture the moment and you just let it soak in. We wandered with no direction and no reason, and it was, quite possibly, the best part of the whole stop. On one of those aimless walks, we stumbled onto a small, tucked away patch of red sand. It pulled us straight back to the pink beach on Flores Island in Indonesia, one of only a handful of pink sand beaches on the planet. The secret behind that color? Microscopic creatures called foraminifera, tiny things with little red shells that crumble and blend into the pale sand. Nature quietly showing off again. And no, we had the whole beach to ourselves story is complete without our self appointed security detail. A friendly local dog who escorted us the entire way made sure we came to no harm. Deeply professional, unpaid but professional. One last thing about this day. Perched up on the cliff, it has a single isolated room looking out over the sea with an overhanging rope bed and its own little pool, the kind of room they photograph for honeymooners. If only we had known, that would have been the obvious pick for our little family romantic getaway. Well, not much lost. We had our time and we had our romantic beach walks all the same, and with that, we turn our backs on the coast and head inland for our next stop. Offbeat places, wheel bonding, and endless shenanigans. Hit follow to join the journey.